Hi, Leather Rokk here. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to share with you how I'm packing differently for a trip. And part of my preparation, of course, as a YouTuber involves taking the Phillips head screwdriver and tightening up my clapboard so that I can hold it and it can actually look good and I can do its thing. And of course, I have my Trump sticker. So, want to see what I'm bringing on my trip? All right. Now, let's talk about luggage. I'm doing things differently this time around. If you remember my last video about packing, I used the string backpack, and let me tell you, those skinny strings really dig into the shoulders so much. It really becomes uncomfortable when you're standing around in any kind of moving for hours at a time. It's not that the bag is heavy, that's not what bothers a person. It's just how it digs in. Well, don't you know, somebody gave me this backpack. Check it out. It's purple plaid. It feels really sturdy in its construction. Are you familiar with the brand, aka Sport? I'm really not privy to luggage names like this, so it's kind of new to me. But it's got a pocket here. It's got this pouch here. This zipper here is big enough for the notebook that I usually carry, and there's a pretty good amount of room. And I packing for this trip, I'm thinking what would be appropriate for a week to 10 days is how I did it. The last video, I was thinking about a 4-day trip. So you're going to find that there is more stuff here. I'm really going to emphasize the changes that I made. Each time you travel, it's a real learning experience. And the more we learn, the more variety we experience, it can make you either reinforce your original idea of what was practical, or it could encourage you to try other things. I like options and I like variety. So now I wanted a clean area to display all this crap, and I kind of, before I used my bed in the last video, now what I'm going to do is just put things on these surfaces and hope to hell they I just don't want anything to get on the floor, because if anything gets on the floor, there's no way I'm going to have time for it to dry in time for my trip. So I can't let that happen. All right, that said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just dump everything on the table, and as I pack it, we'll talk about it. Okay? So, oh boy. I'm so glad this is really happening. You know what? I don't think you want to talk to my backside. So let's do it like this. I hope you can hear me okay. Boy. Yeah, I really like to line a bag with a big plastic bag. It's very practical. It's a way to keep things from getting all over the place when you're visiting a friend. You know, I didn't stick to a list this time. I decided to throw a few more items in just because I thought it would be fun. Okay. Here. Let's start with the clothes, shall we? Here. I don't want to make the sound with the bags. I love carrying a couple extra plastic bags like this because they're really great for accumulating your dirty clothes so it doesn't get mixed in with your clean clothes. And I like to take also an extra bag that I know is just for underwear, and I like to take an extra plastic bag that I know is just for stockings, so that way they're all organized and I can just grab them. Everything else you don't really need to organize because it's by the color. If it matches, it kind of goes together. And this is also a way to keep from making a mess when you're staying at a friend's house. So, first thing I'm going to do, now I'm definitely not going to put the bottom of that bag in all those clothes. First thing I'm going to do is take a big black trash bag. Well, actually, it's not a trash bag. It's actually from a store. It doesn't need to be black, but it has to be sturdy. And I'm going to line the backpack with that. It also makes it easier if security, for whatever reason, decides to check your bags, and I'll usually be wearing rubber gloves. The plastic bag, they can easily lift it up out of your luggage. So put that, and I'm not going to put it on the ground because I don't want to take the chance of anything falling down. I would be so pissed off if anything falls down. So, here, matter of fact, to make sure that doesn't happen, I'm going to put this down here. I'm going to try not to make this last too long a video, but be advised, I'm filming on a Chromebook and I have no idea how to edit footage together. So I'm going to start in no particular order with, here's a pot leaf tank top I'm bringing. I got to think not only about specific activities, but say I want to do a video and it doesn't necessarily relate it to an event that I'm attending. Like I want to hang out with some friends and I have an adventure or something. So, pot leaf tank. Plus, I checked the weather forecast and there's totally summer hot days. You want to have options. So, and you'll find I have socks that match. So, I'm putting this on the bottom. And another tank top I'm bringing with me that I think I want to use for the film. Well, I know what I'm going to use it for. It's not going to be where I'm going to be hanging out in the sunlight because me and shoulders in the sun, that doesn't mix. But when you pack, it's good to think of a palette. Like when I go to Washington, D.C., it's always going to be red, white, and blue. But I added purple to it also because purple, and since I have a pink MAGA hat now, I want to have some pink things so that if I want to go all pink purple, I can still do it and it could still be kind of patriotic. So, but palettes are really useful to help you to not overpack. The only time you could maybe veer from that rule is if you're packing for a couple of months. Then maybe you don't need a pallet because you really want to have a lot of stuff. That's like, for instance, when I go back and forth to Los Angeles, I don't bother with a pallet. I just bring my favorite stuff and make sure that everything I bring has the stuff that goes with it so that I can make complete coordinated outfits and I can look badass. And as long as I know that I have the stuff to do that, then I'm very happy. I must bring my red pot leaf. These I will wear with anything red. I just love them so much. And of course, it goes without saying, but Washington, D.C. being a free state for the weed, it's a nice way of announcing to everybody that you're friendly to the herb. You never know, you get stoned because of the socks. It happens to me quite frequently. So, and yes, even in Republican circles. Speaking of Republican circles, this is probably what I'm going to be wearing Saturday. And it's probably a good idea to wear the things that you're going to be wearing the first couple of days closer to the top of your bag. But I'm showing you this anyway. I don't know how I'm going to get any kind of sleep. I have to get up at 5:30 in the morning, and that's if I make the 8 a.m. bus. If I don't make the 8 a.m. bus, or if it sells out, then I'm going to have to wait till like 7:55 p.m. And that pisses me off. Greyhound, I wish you would have more departure times. Uh, I'm going to set that aside so that I have that for the second or first day. You guys have seen probably most of these things from the inauguration. This is the one-sided one. So sometimes I like one-sided things because you only have one target. But hey, I know that where I'm going, there's going to be thousands of people like me. You know, I enjoy crowds. I enjoy the boisterous energies of people united. They have certain things that they agree with. It's a lot of fun. You never know. You might be getting a chance to witness history and to participate in it. Anybody can turn on a TV, but it's totally different when you actually go out where the people are and you experience things and you see whatever people are probably going to be reading about in the paper, even though in the case of events for the president, usually it's just like a little footnote, back page. Oh, but if somebody's talking about how the world's going to end in 12 years because of global warming, then, that's going to get a lot of press. Just for the hell of it, I'm bringing this shirt. This has a lot of sentimental value to me. It's from the Bush-Cheney election, and I actually ordered it from GeorgeWBush.com, which all those kind of websites are owned by the Spalding Group. They have been making presidential or Republican election swag for years, and they're out of Louisville, Kentucky. And any of their shirts and stuff are going to be collector's items, without a doubt. They handled Ronald Reagan uh, swag when he was running for president. They probably go back further than that. I don't know how far back they go, but yeah, I love my political memorabilia, and it does include some of their shirts. And I love this shirt. It's nice to wear white sometimes too. It's hard to keep clean though. But that's a better quality than some of the shirts that I get for $5 that they sell after events. That, hey, the price is right, but you get sweat on that. Some of those white shirts, and you only get 2 decent days out of them, and after that you can scrub and scrub, and it'll never be white. Speaking of this shirt here, gotta bring this. I got this July 6th in Washington, D.C. That was July 4th, after watching President speak at Lincoln Memorial. And I had such a hard time scrubbing it on the sides. My belt was rubbing up against it. And the bag that was carrying my computer that died on me on the 6th of July was rubbing up against it. And I was scrubbing and scrubbing. And bleach half the time doesn't really help, you know. So I'm going to try to, whenever I wear it someplace where I'm not going to be rubbing up against everything. But yeah, the weather's supposed to be really nice and hot. I hope it doesn't thunderstorm Saturday. I don't mind the rain, but I don't do thunder. I'm afraid of thunder. I'm sorry. Um, we experienced some thunderstorms the last time I was in Washington D.C. Actually, right after the free speech rally. Oh, and I can't wait to tell you guys about that. I have, as we speak, my previous computer that had the solid state hard drive. It is in the process of getting the data extracted from that, and I did shoot some footage at the free speech rally, and took a whole lot of pictures around Washington D.C. that nobody's seen yet. And well, actually, that's not true. Most of them I did post on social media. But there's more things that I wanted to do with some of that footage, but when the computer died, that kind of interrupted things. And then I found out with these Chromebooks that I'm filming on, you cannot add memory to them. You can't stick a flash drive on it and expect it to. And I thought that I could do that, fill that with videos and stuff, but that's not the same thing. All that is created media. That's not the same thing as having empty space to record on, which is what you really want. Now, what am I doing with this? This is, I got at the Walk Away March. And the cool thing about shirts like this is it's not as obvious to people who really wouldn't be interested as a MAGA hat is. People, almost everybody knows what the MAGA hat is. Even, it doesn't have to say Trump for people who hate him to not say, they'll say something to you in a MAGA hat in a heartbeat if they feel like, if they're the kind of person to talk about things that they find offensive. But if it's something that's under the radar like this, only people really that are in the movement would know what it is. So this, for instance, it would be something that I would feel safer wearing to a gay pride because I think if you wear a Trump thing, even though there is a guy that I see around Washington, D.C. that does have the rainbow flag and Trump flag, and I think he may be an administrator of one of the Facebook groups for Trump, but I can't find it. And the thing is that since I'm headed to Washington, D.C., I want to find out about as many of these political events as possible for the time I'm in town. It seems like there's like 3 things going on in one day, and that's kind of ridiculous because you're getting from one into the other, and you don't want to miss anything. So, Tabby boy, what's up? What's the matter? Oh, my Cassie has been bullying Tabby boy, and Tabby boy's finally getting assertive, and he's taking a stand. He's tired of her bullshit. And sometimes they get in the hallway and they're like 2 feet from each other, and they're doing like the last stand at the OK Corral. Hold on a second. Let me show you Tabby boy. What's the matter? Oh, what's the matter? Oh, is somebody intimidating you? Oh, this is my Tabby boy. Yeah, they were both in the kitchen, and she was on behind the chair in front of the kitchen table, and Tabby boy was on the other side of the table, and she was glaring at him, and he was looking at her, and it was like, oh, but lately he's been uh, kind of going after her and not attacking her, but just standing up to her and everything. I think he's tired of her bullshit. She may be 5 pounds and he may be 25 pounds, but she's just nothing but mean to him. And meanwhile, she's asleep and looking like such an angel. Oh, she's looking like such an angel. Don't you believe it for a second? This that that cat's not an angel. Do you see her? Do you see Cassie? She's not an angel. No, these cats are not angels. Yes, you love my Cabby boy as much as I do. No, of course you don't. This is my baby. Okay, now nobody's gonna hurt you because she's up in there. Now, where were we? What unpacking? Now I got gungy bungee germs on my clothes thanks to you, Tabby boy. Oh, but there's a cure for that. Where is it? Rubbing alcohol. I am a germaphobe, seriously. But I don't want germs on my clothes. So, alright. This is another shirt that I think is fun and mischievous, and everybody seems to love it. The Apprentice, and in the back says, "You're fired." And this is where I got this from. He had a Trump Plaza Hotel Casino here in Atlantic City. And it's a shame when they took his name off of all the buildings that are vacant. Well, the Taj Mahal's not vacant anymore. The Taj Mahal, of course, is now the Hard Rock Hotel Casino. But the one that was Trump Plaza doesn't have anything on it at all. But on one of the main streets, some of the gold decorations remain, just no name. It's like a crest, the leaves surrounding a crest, and it used to say Trump, and that's all gone. Here's another shirt that I'm bringing, and it'll go with the pink hat. And I don't need to pair it with a pink skirt. I could wear it with purple, and that would be just fine. The way I see it, if I packed a pink skirt, then I feel obligated to have several things that went with it. Besides the purple, okay, that would go with it. But I would rather have more tops and fewer skirts. I don't really think you need more than 4 skirts. Well, let's see how many I end up bringing. I've got to bring this. Yeah. I may never wear it, or I would be more likely to wear that, to change into that after the sun goes down if it's a hot evening, because I can't get my shoulders exposed to the sun. Now, gray I'm using as a neutral. I figure I don't have a solid blue skirt, or at least I'm not bringing one. So I think gray snake can substitute for blue. And you can pair it really with any color, especially, it would go good with the white, and it would just, it goes good with everything. It won't clash with anything, rather. And I happen to have stockings that will match that perfectly. Oh, I'm getting really, really hot, and the fan isn't blowing in my direction. I can fix that. Uh, okay, but now if that starts blowing things around, I may need to rethink that. Here's another campaign shirt. No, not a campaign shirt, excuse me. It's an inauguration shirt. This is the double-sided one. I've worn it a lot. May not be the best quality in the world considering the fading that happened, but I mean, it has been washed a lot. Sometimes I wear it twice before washing it, but it depends. If I wore it to the beach and it's got sand on it, you don't think I'm going to give that some extra wearings? Sand is no fun, getting that through the house. I got to swim more in the ocean this year than I have in recent years due to the Trump supporter beach parties that they've been having. If you're interested in your watching this when they're still doing that, lately every Saturday they've been having them in front of the Showboat in Atlantic City. So if you like Trump and you're in the area, you might want to check them out. The only thing I find myself with them, usually by the time I get there, nobody really is there because I can't deal with the sun on me. So, all right, I'm not sure exactly what the weather's going to be the entire time that I'm here, and this is the change of seasons. So I did bring one longish sleeve top. I love this. I want to give you a close-up of the colors. And this is a really soft material. Do you like these colors? This will go with almost everything that I have. I could layer a tank top underneath it if I want to. It'll give me, I'm hoping the temperature doesn't really drop, but even if it gets down to 62 degrees, I don't know. I hate dressing for the cold. I want the season to stay as warm and beautiful as long as possible. Mm, does smell good. Whatever what I used to wash it. It was good stuff. Oh, damn it! Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. All right. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a bag of things that I'm going to hand wash once I get there. And you know what I am going to hand wash? I have red and white, like candy cane stockings, and I've got black and rainbow socks. And I am going to wash them when I get there because I don't have time to do it now. Son of a bitch. This is like almost live. This is not scripted. This is not going to be edited. If shit happens, you're going to see it. Now, Tabby Boy's over there in front of the door. Cassie's asleep here, so I don't think the twain will meet. All right. Okay, there's another shirt. This is kind of special. It's really stretched out of shape through the years, though. I got this, my dad got this for me in 2002, the first anniversary of the terrorist attacks of 9/11. Get you a close up look of it. Oh, you see that? It was a size small. Of course, adult size small is never going to really fit me, but through the years, it has really gotten bigger, but it's still in really good shape and has obvious sentimental value. And that goes in here. Plus, it's a white shirt. Oh, oh, you know what? I lied. I am bringing a solid blue skirt. This this skirt used to have a whole bunch of safety pins in it. So there are some rust stains that I didn't have time to really totally scrub out. So I could always stick a pin on there and disguise that. But this, at least the elastic hasn't stretched out like some of my clothes that I had to fix. I'm telling you, that's the thing is I love to hold on to things for a very long time, but eventually things do wear out and stretch out of shape and things. And I don't want to part with things that I really love, that I have made really fun outfits with through the years. And many of them were given to me by friends, and I don't want to give them up to clothes heaven. Tabby boy, I see you. Okay, I got to be real careful with this. Now, to show you the stockings I'm bringing. Purple. Oh, now Cassie is down here. Tabby Boy's here. This should be interesting. Oh, she's eating. Okay. I'm bringing these. They're footless. I love footless stockings the best because you can wear any socks you want. Heavy red ones, they're footless. I've brought them before. If I want something that's really warm, and of course, solids are always wonderful. This is perfect. This will really pick up the red in that long sleeve plaid shirt. Tabby Boy. These stockings, these are thigh to toe, stretchy. I love them. Oh, I love them. I used to, when I lived in Hollywood, I used to have this dress. It was kind of on the long side, like calf length actually, or almost ankle length, but it flared out and it had a wide lapel and it went in at the waist, and it was I guess 1940s. And the zipper, I broke the zipper on it, and I don't know how I lost it, but I used it for a photo shoot once. But I love these stockings. And considering the amount of red that I wear in this town, they're a must have. These, much cooler in weight, and these are really getting thrashed. They've got runs and holes, which give them that kind of punk rock aesthetic, I guess. I wouldn't wear them someplace that I wanted to be dressy, but if it was informal enough, like a protest or a march or something, it depends. Sometimes, though, I think if I'm going to be photographed, maybe it'd be better for me to not be photographed in something with gaping holes in it. But anyway, I'll bring them. And these stockings here, it's unusual to get something, a pattern that with blue and purple like this. And if you look up closely, they're like a tiger stripe, and I love them. And they were from one of my very favorite people in the world in Los Angeles. So, and I remember when friends of mine give me things, I always think of them when I wear the item. I associate objects with the people that gave them to me, and I associate memories with those items. And I can look at a handbag and I'll think of the person, and that's what's cool about having things. Things can really help you have associations with people that you love, who maybe you can't be with because you're on opposite coasts or something. Isn't this a nice color? These don't hit at the ankle. These hit at the instep of the foot. I got these in Chinatown in Philly, and this is where they go. They go to here, and then the rest of this foot is bare. So you could wear these with open-toed shoes, and you could still show off a manicure. But I usually just wear these with socks of some kind, because even though like I'm wearing sandals right now, but they're, even though they're supposed to be my size, they're like a half a size too big. And if I don't wear socks of some kind of thickness, my feet slide too forward, and sometimes my toe even touch the floor, and that's not acceptable. So I have to wear kind of heavy socks with them. These shoes are great though because they're waterproof. I don't have to worry about the rain or anything. All right. What do you think of these footless stockings? These used to be sleeves of a shirt of mine, and the shirt stretched out. I mean, totally stretched out of shape, and went from being size small to like a double X. So, and the sleeves grew on me. They grew to like the down to here. So I just cut them off, and now they're footless thigh high stockings, and the color is bitchin'. So I thought I had a skirt to match this that I packed. Oh, yes, I did. I knew I was missing something. I'm bringing this skirt. I love it. It's got a kind of waistband that you can either wear at the waist or you could fold it over and expose your midriff. And it's stretchy. It's got a lot of spandex, but not so much that when you stretch out, things break off and it gets the fuzzies. It feels more cottony. I love this skirt. It is, for me, so very practical. And you see how well they go together? Yeah. And all this purple stuff will match my plaid backpack. You know? I do try to reserve the travel clothes also. I'm thinking I may travel in that purple skirt that is here behind me. Can't wait to wear all this pot leaf stuff. Yeah, I definitely have some playful outfits that I can put on just to make a video, you know, because I just have to watch about the sun exposure. Black and red. These are nice and soft, and I've never gotten blistered feet wearing socks like this. You know, Washington, D.C. is a very walkable city, and you really want to keep your feet comfortable. These socks, look at what it says up close. I think it's good to have two extra pairs of socks than the days and nights you're going to be staying someplace, because that way, if say you get caught in the rain and your shoes are waterlogged in your socks, you want to have a clean, dry change of socks. Socks, it's important. Now, beyond that, I always do hand laundry when I travel. Even if I'm every night I travel, I wash out some of the things from the night before. Not everything, because I don't want to overload my guests. That's one of the smartest things you can do. Wash things before you go to bed. Wash your socks, wash your underwear, especially if everybody else is falling asleep and you know nobody's going to, it's not going to offend anybody. Do some of your laundry a little bit at a time. Unobtrusive places. Um, these socks I think are really interesting. I found these. I literally ground scored these socks, and I scrubbed the shit out of them. And I just love. I mean, they weren't dirty or anything. They were actually had been in somebody's laundry, and he must have dropped it on the way. And I really like the color combination, and they go with a lot of things that I have. And these socks, oh, I love them. They look great with high heels, with fishnets underneath them, and high heels. Oh. Now, oh, and my mom got me these. Oh, 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 watch this. Watch this. Tabby boy, no, it's okay. Tabby boy, where are you? Oops, here. Let's see Tabby boy. Tabby boy, what's going on? What's going on? That's right, eat. Good boy. That's right, you have a right to eat. Don't let anybody tell you you can't eat. Poor cat. I thought maybe they were going to get in something. Yeah, with my darling babies, they're a little unpredictable sometimes. But I'm glad Tabby Boy's been standing up for himself. I really am. He went from being totally intimidated by her and practically terrorized by her. I can kind of understand from her point of view that she's this little cat that's had to fend for herself out in the street and stuff and deal with God knows what. But still, my cat Tabby Boy has been here for 9 years before I ever brought her into the house. And he has a right to feel happy and safe and loved in his home, too. So I'm trying to see from both their points of view, meanwhile trying to keep a civilized home. Okay, back to what I'm bringing. I love these stockings. These were a gift from one of my friends here in town, and they will go great with those, with that gray snake print skirt. And they'll go great with blue, and they'll go great with red. And they're knit actually, but they're a light knit. That they're a little bit on the sheer side. but they're long and they look like they could stay up by themselves. But I've never had so-called stay-up stockings that actually really do stay up. I have had a few times when I've taken a chance and not bothered putting on a garter belt and actually taking a walk on the boardwalk. And by the time I get to the first casino, I've already been yanking up my stockings like it feels like 3 times each block. All right. So, and then I say to myself, I'm not going to make that mistake again. And the way I see it, if they are tight enough to stay up that long, they'll cause broken blood vessels on your legs. And I already got some broken blood vessels, probably from all these years of wearing garter belts and stockings. And sometimes they're tighter than they should be. And if you're dancing and your muscles are expanding and it's digging into you, and that's probably what did it in my case. The dancing and all those costumes and stuff. Not that I regret it for a second. But I'm just saying, if anybody were to ever look at my legs and make an issue because they see some veins, or they say, "Oh, you can get saline injections, or you can get lasers," and I say, "Yeah, and you can pay for it." I don't care. The only thing that I find annoying about that is sometimes in photography from a distance, it looks like it might be a bruise. And other than that, it doesn't bother me any. I think up close they look kind of cool. To me, broken blood vessels like spider veins and stuff, that looks kind of like a fireworks tattoo. Except you didn't have to get a tattoo. So that's my take on it. These stockings, when I first got these over the knee socks, whatever they are, I was hoping I could pull them all the way up to thigh high, even if I were to cut a notch in there to allow for my muscle. But the stitching of the plaid argyle print makes the sock itself so tight that it doesn't come anywhere close to over the knee. So I still have to wear usually like fishnets underneath them or a really sheer stocking, but fishnets on top of them are the best. But I don't think I'm bringing fishnets with this because I really don't think I'm going to be going any clubbing, and I don't know if there might be temperature swings, and the thing is, fishnetting can sometimes be uncomfortable sometimes because though you can get your toes will poke through the front, and it'll get in between the webs of your feet, and it feels uncomfortable, and it digs into you, and it can cause blisters, and you don't want that when you're walking around. So, what do you think of these socks? The other one is somewhere. I got these in Chinatown, New York City. I forget what year. I haven't been in New York since what, 2013? Okay. Let's see. As far as garter belts this year, I'm going to go hog wild. I'll tell you why. I'm traveling in this skirt and I'm using this garter belt with it. But since that obviously would clash with the red, white, and blue, I'm bringing white one that I got from wish.com. Shove that in there. I'm bringing my blue garter belt that is nice and sturdy and will go with almost everything except the purple. Putting that in there. I'm bringing a pink one just because it'll go with so many things and it will pick up the pink MAGA hat. And I'm bringing the red one because I got all this red. So that's kind of a little on the decadent side. No. Oh, and good. I found my other sock. Now, grabbing the underwear, and I'm going to, just for the hell of it, count how many to see if I'm following my own rule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? I think I need to bring 3 more pairs of underwear. And I'll just shove that in there because remember, it's inside a big plastic bag. This skirt, I have to bring this skirt. I might possibly wear this Saturday. That's why I want to keep it close to the top of the thing. Plus, having some more big things close to the top will keep your underwear from falling out. But you know what? This stuff is so tightly packed, I don't think we have to worry about that. Oh, bringing this skirt. And this I've never brought to Washington, by the way. That previous skirt with the ruffles, I bought it in Washington last time. I thought it was the cutest thing. The price was right too. It was like $5.99 for that ruffled skirt. Well, oh, and remember this skirt from last time? It stretched out. I had to put drawstring on it. I used a shoelace, and that's how I wear it now. I really hate that my clothes, some of them are starting to stretch out, but if it's something like this, there's no way I would throw it out. Come on. And the great thing about making drawstrings like that, depending on, by judging by how much you tighten it, you can wear it as low in the midriff as you want. The only thing is if you wear it too low in the midriff, it starts getting too long, and then you have to adjust how high your stockings are, and it becomes problematic. But it is nice to be able to adjust the length of these skirts and make them a little longer if you know you're going to be bike riding. I'm just saying. Oh, good. Another pair of underwear. Okay. So, in case the temperature does drop really uncomfortably, I am going to bring this purple hoodie sweater. This thing, I can ball it up and stash it. I could tie it around me somewhere if I really want to. And even if I don't raise the hood, which I probably wouldn't, especially considering I'm going to be wearing MAGA hats, it's still cool to have. Now, I'm not going to actually pack this. I'm going to just like tie this around me or tie this on his luggage or something. I'm not taking a chance of that falling. I would be very, very displeased. Okay, I'm going to put all that stuff there so it stays. Oh. You didn't see this. I am bringing this navy blue shirt that I got on the 4th of July. Okay. So, yeah. There. In case I get to do anything where I want to look real flashy. I love this. The only thing I wish was different, I wish it was sequined all around. I wish they would not just do that. But never mind, I love it. Sequins are real sturdy on it too. Alright, like I said, the thing that I'm going to wear the first full day that I'm there, I'm going to put that on top. And I'm going to bring this. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try to balance this. You know what? Here. That better not tilt. There. I got this computer balanced on an empty box. Might not be the wisest thing. I like that this has zippers on either side. I think that really helps when you're shoving things in. I want to make sure that the plastic bag that's lining this doesn't get caught in the zipper. That's easy to do. Okay. Oh, and I just stepped in the cat food. Yeah. This only happens a couple of times a week, stepping in the cat food. So I'm going to show you what I put in the other one. This pocket here, this area is totally separate. And this, the only thing that I put in here, you know what, right now, this is empty. I'm going to put this down so you can see what I'm doing. This pocket here is empty right now. But I imagine that would be good for ticketing the flat papers that I want to keep separate from things. This pocket here has my notebook. And this actually is a different cover of the original notebook, one side of which was this one. The other one totally fell, broke in half. I got to talk to you guys about notebooks. I don't know what it is about composition books lately. The paper is so flimsy. It really is driving me nuts. When I'm writing in a journal, this is not a temporary thing for me, like just notes about finances or whatever. When I write in my journals, I intend to keep that as a permanent record. I don't appreciate it when the paper is so flimsy that it gets at least a little bit moist, or the wind is blowing and this paper literally disintegrates. Last time I was in Washington, D.C., I was hanging out at the Harry's Bar at the Hotel Harrington, and I was doing a lot of writing because there's people all over the place to talk to, and literally the pages of my notebook were tearing, and it got so damaged, and I have almost within a day of writing, things were getting damaged. I don't write for my stuff to do that. So anyway, I'm going to have to maybe invest in better quality paper. So, but this is the cover. I found an empty cover of all weird things to find. And so I'm using that to protect the paper, and that perfectly fits in this compartment. And you know what? There's nothing else in there. That way I can just grab that. I'll probably use it to put maps into, but that is nice. And it's another good thing about having a nice hard notebook in there is it gives the bag some structure. Now, let's see what's in this compartment here. This is going to be where my camera equipment is going to be. Let me show you the little bag that my camera equipment's in. A reason why I have taken them from this bag here, that bag there, I took them from that bag there because I just got out of Best Buy today, and I wanted to get a little tech lesson about some things. And so this is going to hold my camcorder that I still haven't finished reading the instruction book with, and I really don't even know how to use yet. So don't expect that I'm going to be giving you Martin Scorsese type footage anytime soon. I got that. I've got the cable for that. It's got a rechargeable battery in it. It's got a 32 gigabyte flash drive, or SanDisk thing, and each of these has one of these in it, which is the highest capacity that they are made to take. I'm also bringing this little toy. Again, I've never used it. I have probably barely only know how to turn it on. I don't know how soon I'm gonna have to be playing with this when I'm on the bus, even though I would like to do a vlog video while I'm on the bus too. With my luck, I'll be sitting near some real grouchy people, and that will be impossible. You just never know. Travel, you got to really keep a flexible attitude because you just never know what kind of energies you're going to encounter. When I went to Best Buy, I went there also to learn how to insert the media in these, and just some basic things so that when I'm in where my destination, I'm not a total idiot. I got all the cables, everything, including cables that can transfer to a computer, even though I don't think that will work with this particular computer because this is a Chromebook and everything seems to be created for Windows and and uh, Mac and maybe Linux, but not Chrome. Matter of fact, Best Buy told me that they didn't really support it much, so they didn't seem to know a whole lot about it. But then again, it's considering that Chromebooks are not almost not a real computer because they're just not that powerful, but still, I'm still going to be able to get things done. Anyway, that's what this bag is. This has the camera equipment and this has both the instruction manuals. And this also has the notebook of questions that I took with me to Best Buy. So this can be maybe a tech kind of notebook. But this goes in the front of my bag here. But not the only thing that goes here. Oh, I really don't want to spill this stuff. Okay, here are some basic street maps. And here are some really nice, wet, and big wipes. These are quality. I actually found these when I was doing the cleanup around the Washington Monument, and it was just barely open, and so it was just really great to have. Now, this is very special. I'm going to take this out, but I'm going to talk to you about it in a minute. Let me zip this stuff up, see if there's anything else that I'll take in. This is a coupon for presidential scoops. My God, that ice cream is it's everything. If you're ever in the neighborhood, 1450 G Street Northwest, Washington, D.C., it's called Presidential Scoops. Their ice cream is amazing. I'm cheap ass bitch, but I love their ice cream, and I will treat myself to a triple scoop on a waffle cone. I wish they would get chocolate dipped waffle cones. That's the only way they could uh, up it. But I really recommend them. You know, they should sponsor me. Presidential Scoop should sponsor me, dude. You guys, tell them. You know. Oh, all right. There's one other zipper compartment here that I suppose would be ideal for tickets and stuff. Oh, okay. You know what this has? This has my earplugs and this has headphones. So this would probably be a really good place to have a ticket. The only thing is, though, things if I'm wearing it as my backpack, it's probably not a good idea to have anything sensitive that you're really afraid of being stolen. But I'm gonna put this on my back, and and I haven't done this yet, by the way. I'm gonna see how comfortable this is. Yeah, it is. This is just fine. How does it look? This is just fine. I love that these straps are so nice and padded. It makes all the difference. It's so much better than having those little strings digging into you. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're not done yet. It's never polite to travel without bringing a few gifts. And also, you want to bring at least a little bit of food, snacks, and things. I was trying to decide on a proper kind of container to bring the food and some gifts with. And as soon as I open this bag, I'm going to show you what I came up with. Okay. Now, where is it? Oh, underneath everything, of course. Here. I want to very carefully put things. All right. One of the things that I collect are rice bags. This is a 25-pound burlap sack of rice from Thailand. Oh, I don't know how many years ago I got this, 4 or 5. I used to get my rice in 25-pound bags. And I love how sturdy this is. This can carry, I mean, come on, if it can carry 25 pounds, this is so organic. This is so, okay, 2017, new crop for 2017. I love this bag. You can repurpose these. I can't imagine anybody getting rid of a bag like this. This has got the cooking directions and all this stuff. It's raw. It's burlap, and they're great for taking things. And you know what? I'm going to take food in this. One thing though, if you're traveling across the country and stuff, I really do recommend lining it in the plastic bag, and I also recommend examining it for bugs very carefully. Oh, another good advantage of this is you want light colored fabric when you're using as luggage, because if there's ever any bed bugs, you can see them, because bed bugs are dark. They're almost black. They look black. If they're engorged in blood, they're reddish black. You want light colored things so you could see them easier. Don't ask me how I know. Now, some random things I've been throwing in here. A can of Goya stuffed olives with tuna, minced tuna. Figure that can, I don't know, you could snack on them. I've never had them before. I actually have like 5 or 6 cans of them, but I think that would be quite delightful. I always like to travel with ramen noodles. So, and the only flavor I have right now is shrimp. So I'm bringing some shrimp ramen. Yeah. I'm going to be going out to eat almost every day, so I really don't need to bring a lot of food, but it's always good to have food for around the house. I might get the munchies at midnight, when I'm probably midnight, depending on where I'm at. I might very well be at my friend's place. So, and if say I go and avail myself of the legal cannabis, I might very well want to make myself a midnight snack. So I've got the ramen noodles here, and I got 1 can of kipper snacks. Those are kippered herring. And this is actually what the can looks like. But I'm keeping the box in there so that we know what it is. Because most people would just assume like it was sardines or something. I love fish. I love canned fish. I usually put it on crackers or in ramen noodles or over rice. Oh man, especially fish in oil over white rice, I think can be so sublime. So that goes in the bag. And this here is Bumblebee solid white albacore tuna. The only thing is this doesn't seem to be in oil, and I really prefer my tuna to be in oil. But it's a higher quality, a higher grade of tuna than I usually get, because I usually get the tuna that's almost practically ground up. But it still tastes good. I don't care. It's good for you. Great source of protein. And I also threw in a couple of these. They're like coffee cakes, and they got that crumb topping. Just shove them in the bag. And a fortune cookie that I found from Chinese food. Sometimes, usually I eat them all because I really like the taste, but some of them I just put up in a drawer and I found it, so I'm throwing that in. What is this? Oh, I'm bringing a present to some of the people that I'm going to be staying with can use. And here's a shirt that I think somebody's going to like. Here, I'll put this down so that you don't hear the bag. Ah, and this is the front. So I think somebody's gonna like that. It's an extra, extra large shirt. So none of the men I know where I'm going are anorexic. So I think that somebody's gonna really dig it. Okay, now I can put that away. Okay, so that is going to be. Oh. There's more. Here's more. I'm definitely going to bring a bottle of water. I'm only going to bring one because what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep refilling that through the time when I'm there. I'm not bringing more than one because water is so heavy. So obnoxiously heavy. I wanted to show you that little pouch. This is the time to show you. This was actually given to me by a friend, and aside from the fact that the glitter might eventually rub off on things, it's a perfect size to carry things like sweet and low and salt and peppers. And something I discovered at the dollar store I want to show you. It's true lime. Let me show you the box it comes in. This is actually a crystallized lime. It looks just like a sweetener packet, and you can mix this in water and then add sweetener, and you get limeade. You could mix this in iced tea. Oh my God, it is so amazing. I imagine you could cook with it. It's got vitamin C in there. It's a 25% of your vitamin C. Serving size, one packet. Uh, Crystallized lime, citric acid, malic acid, lactic acid, tartric acid, lime oil, lime juice, ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C, maltodextrin, organic dried cane syrup, sodium citrate, color added. No preservatives, gluten free. By a company called True Lime. And the web address is www.truecitrus.com. So they must do this with other fruits as well. But how wonderful. So you bring a bunch of packets of this and a bunch of sweeteners, and then you can make a beverage wherever you go. And I have extra sweet and lows because I'm going to be drinking coffee every day. Oh, I hope the coffee machine isn't broken where I'm staying. They have a coffee machine downstairs, and you don't have to put money in it, and it's a coffee maker. And oh man, well, you had to be there. Isn't this wonderful? If you see it wherever you are, they're selling it at 99-cent stores. I got 2 boxes. I hope they still have them. I hope people haven't found out how wonderful they are. This takes up much less weight than a bottle of lemon juice or lime juice, and to be portable like this. So all these things are fitting in here. This, I guess it could go in the food thing. Yeah. Now, let's see these 2 bags here. First, get this out of the way. This is going to be the jewelry bag. Here I am going to confine myself to a specific palette. Since the emphasis is really on red, white, and blue, I've got my nice lightweight waterproof rubber bracelets. They also help to keep the sun off of my wrists. That's another reason why I like to load up on the bracelets. Got pink things that will go with the pink MAGA hat. I've got these amazing earrings. I know you've seen me wear them before. I got these at a Chinatown in New York City for 99 cents. And I am bringing, the only other pair of earrings I'm bringing are these. You know that's going to be perfect with everything. I got those in a 99-cent store in Atlantic City. I'm bringing this necklace. I can also make it into a bracelet just by making it tighter and wrapping it around my wrist. I love Hams and Hams. Give you a close-up look. Isn't it beautiful? You see the ham in the circle? Here, my hand's probably shaking too much. But I've got this necklace. It's getting tangled in this pendant here. But yeah, probably wasn't a great idea to put everything tight in this bag like that. But sometimes when I travel, I actually wear all my jewelry. I just pile it on me. But then in the case of necklaces, things just get tangled. And so it gets tangled either way. But the thing is that if I wore it, I would be really hot around my neck and stuff. And then there's always the chance of something getting snagged when you're sleeping on your seat, or getting caught in your luggage, or getting caught in your earring. Isn't this pretty? This necklace, given to me by a friend in Hollywood who has met his maker. I love this so much. I've had so many people offer to buy it off of me, and I would never sell it. I've never seen anything like it. So that is the jewelry that I'm bringing. It's not going to get in the way. Oh, I might just keep my pentagram on, because I can either hide it or not, depending on the situation. Hi, Tabby boy, my baby. My baby, come here. Oh, what's the matter? Trying to get on that chair and make claw holes in it. Don't want to do that. Don't make any claw holes in that chair. It's a bar stool from Teresa, my dead friend. I picked it off her property after she died. Don't fuck it up. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, sticking your claws. Oh, making me bleed. Tabby boy. Hey, hey. Calm down with those claws. Come on. Hey, you're hurting me. Bastard. Ouch. Got me right here. Okay, so I don't know. Oh, before I get to the makeup, let's get to the toiletries and the skincare. This stuff is really, really important. This will make or break your trip when you're staying overnight any place. There's certain things you really, really, really should have for your own comfort. I talked about these before. There's different brands of them. I'm sure they're all pretty much good and similar quality. These picks that also have dental floss on them, they're great. Especially if you get spaces in between your teeth and food gets stuck in there and it really hurts. These things will pick anything out, and they're plastic. They're sharp, so you could probably use them as self-defense too. But lots of companies make them. I get them at the dollar store, and I'll generally get, if there's different packages, whichever one has the biggest count, I get them. So, always like to travel with them. You know what? As I take things out, I'm going to, maybe I should put things in a basket, huh? I think that would make sense. So, gotta have an eye cream. A great thing about when things are on the verge of being used up, they don't weigh much, really a tiny little bit, and these are what you want to use for travel. Even if you're running out of skincare, having an eye cream is so important. You don't want to get too dry underneath your eyes. And if you're out in the sun, and where I'm going, I'm not going to be carrying an umbrella this time, so I'm going to be often in the direct sun, even though I'm going to have the brim of my MAGA hats on most of the time. But must have an eye cream. I occasionally get sinus backup and stuff, and Sudafed hydrochloride or similars, they really help. I used to have sinus issues very frequently when I was a teenager. I remember being in beauty school. I would get so stressed out I was working midnight to 8 as a security guard, and then I was on the student floor in beauty school. And when they would be using those chemicals for the artificial nails, what that does to your sinuses. Plus, now they have laws that they have much more ventilation than they did when I was in school. But anyway, Sudafed is something, and vitamin C really helped my sinuses. And you never know when your sinuses are going to back up. So just to have them in case you need them, uh, you know, and it's great that it says what it is on there, so it doesn't look like you're carrying some random drug. It says what it is, and it's something that you get over the counter and stuff. Miniature small thing of toothpaste. In lieu of a antibacterial hand sanitizer, I may, if I can find a tiny little thing of it, I may bring some of that. I have some of these alcohol prep pads. I don't want to set this on the computer because if I turn this off, I'm going to be mad. So I got a few of these. Some of them actually say Trump. These are from the Taj Mahal. So I have, this is a washcloth. So many washcloths are really bigger than they need to be. And so I cut a washcloth in fours. This is perfect for taking makeup off. It's good to have one just for taking makeup off and another for washing the body. And this is an interesting fabric. I don't know if this is kind of similar to what they use to wash cars by hand. It's like a chamois kind of thing that dries, it soaks up a lot of moisture, and it dries really fast. And one side has a little bit more texture than the other, so it feels really good to wash your face with. So, and since it's a smaller size, you can fold it up and you can put it away so much easier, so much more travel friendly. And these things, they dry real fast, and you can dry it by hanging it over a sink faucet, for instance. And you can dry your washcloth in out of the way places when your roommates are asleep and you don't disturb anybody. So here's my SPF 100 sunblock. And since I have half used this, it doesn't weigh as much. You see, you squeeze it and it takes up less space. So that goes in there. I always travel with a variety of SPFs. Here's another eye cream. And this is a snail cream that I got from wish.com. So, and again, you use it up, squeeze it to let the air out of it. It takes up a lot less space. This is a moisturizer that has snail in it. It says repair and brightening. And this, I only have like a couple weeks worth. So again, it weighs hardly anything. I love the way it smells. And this is a little on the oily side, so a little goes a long way. And this is better for when my skin is actually dry, which doesn't tend to be in the summertime. I feel like I'm a grease pit and I'm always sweaty. But it's good to have because if nothing else, it's good as a night cream. This here is Nivea eye makeup remover. It's not my favorite thing to use to take makeup off because it does have a little bit of mineral oil in it. And as a rule, I avoid mineral oil. I prefer natural oils like olive oil, jojoba oil, or shea butter, or coconut oil. But this is definitely portable. The only thing is, I notice it burns your eyes. At least it's burning mine. So this is another sunblock. This is a Disar, if that's how you pronounce it, SPF 90. I got at wish.com. I never heard of this brand before, but it has the PA+++. So, and it's recommended by the Skin Cancer Foundation, and it's organic. So I'm very happy with it. And I'm not carrying an umbrella this time, so I'm going to be in more direct sun. All the more reason to have the highest kind of SPF I can. This is a jar of Noxzema skin cream that I use to wash my face. I put it in an empty 1.7 ounce jar mask jar because the last time I had my Noxema in a much smaller container, and of course I was only staying 4 days that particular trip, and I ran out of Noxema. So this, hopefully I won't run out. This is a jar mask, the gold jar mask. And this actually, right now, in this jar, is probably enough for 20 applications at least. But this doesn't weigh very much because there's not a lot in it. And I can treat myself to that like an hour before bed some nights. So supposedly it has real gold in it, but I don't know if I believe that. But it might very well be true, but it's the very last ingredient, so it can have like uh, 10 grains, and that would be enough for them to say it has alcohol. I mean, it has gold in it. Okay, this is a stick antiperspirant deodorant. It's the cutest little thing. It weighs nothing. It has an unoffensive scent with just a touch of mint, which is fine. I love that it's so nice and tiny. It weighs nothing. This is a facial cleanser from CeraVe. It's their hydrating cleanser. And how you use this is you wet your face first, then you get a wee little bit, just a tiny little bit of this gel, and you rub it on, and it really melts makeup off, and it seems to clean well, and it makes your skin feel good. And I'm not going to try to read the ingredients because they're too small for me to see. But this has ceramides in it, and it doesn't have any mineral oil or any crap that I don't want on my skin. It doesn't have any parabens. It's hypoallergenic. It's non-comedogenic. It says for dry to normal skin. But even though my skin is oily, it's fine. I don't use it all the time, but it's good to have, especially if I'm wearing a full face of makeup. Because sometimes I might not, if I'm traveling, I might not want to use an oil over my whole face, even though I have a full face of makeup on, because then I have so many washings to degrease myself and using up a whole lot of paper towels and stuff. And if I'm staying with a friend, I don't want to be messing up their bathroom with the process of my taking my makeup off and all that. So you want your cleansing of your skin to be less, I don't want to say less complicated, but less messy. And oil and grease can be really messy when you're on the road. I love sample sizes of things. This is, I'm already familiar with their rich cream. My mother has a friend that used to send me jars of their, one of their creams. But this is a lighter version of one of their creams, and it's supposed to be for daytime, but which would make me think it would have sunblock on it. But I don't see any sunblock in the ingredients list. But anyway, usually it's not a good idea to travel with samples of things you've never tried before, because the whole idea of sample is to find out how something is, and what if you were to have a reaction? It would suck to that to happen on the road. But you know what? I take my chances, and I've never had any problems. This weighs like nothing. It goes in the bag. I got some Band-Aids here, because you never know when you're going to get a foot blister. These things here, these are supposed to be cleansers for below the belt. Okay, they're made by Summer's Eve. I read the ingredients. I saw that these had skincare ingredients. These are made to fit the pH of one's private parts. Skin's pH is 3.5 to 5.5 anyway, closer to 5.5. But that area is even more acidic. The same things that would make for good cleansing there would make for good cleansing on your face, because it restores your acid mantle. Your skin should be acidic. So it only stands to reason these would feel really good on the face. And I got a box of 10 of them, so I'm bringing a handful of them with me. They would also make, if I can't get a whole lot of soap and water, I would think they would be another way. I don't know that they would scrub your makeup off, but it seems to me that that would be a good skincare kind of cleansing for the face. More tincture of alcohol wipes. Now, this is the fun stuff. I ran out of most of my good skincare, so I've been using masks more than ever. And these are some that I'm bringing with me. I love to mask on the road. I love to mask. If I'm sleeping on your couch, I'd love to put that paper mask on. And if I don't have a whole bunch of layers of fancy skincare to put on my face, I'll put a mask on. It's something's better than nothing, and it actually is better than carrying a bunch of messy bottles that are going to spill all over the place. Here is a retinol mask. 2 more of them, and I don't even think there's enough retinol to for really any benefits. But it has other things in them like vitamin E, vitamin C, antioxidants. I've got this pomegranate mask. Got another one. What are these? Yeah, 2 of those. And I got one of the new ones I just got. It's supposed to be pomegranate and green tea. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I don't have to do it every day. It's just like every other day you can do a mask on, because sometimes I'm not going to want to deal with it. But why not? Unless you think I should bring one for every day on there. I don't know. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll come back. I'll grab a few more. These get some Q-tips are always good for cleaning the raccoons from under your eyes. These are the ones that are supposed to be so you can't poke your eardrum. I try to use them to clean my ears when my ears get itchy inside, but after a while, it just is not quite as satisfying as sticking a finger in. But make sure to trim your nails before you do it, because, dude, don't want to poke that eardrum, whatever you do. Now, since I'm carrying around all those garter belts, sometimes the stopper thingies do come off. And I've had that happen, and I'm forced to go and do something ghetto like stick a safety pin in. Well, I'm getting smart this time. I'm bringing some of these with me so that if I have any breaks when I'm on the road, I can fix my garter belts. I've got them here. I've got like a third one. All right. Now, this is something that I got. This was actually in a page of a magazine. It's called Micellar Water. I started to say, remember the video where I mentioned micellar water? No, you don't remember it because you haven't seen it yet. I filmed the video where I mentioned micellar water. But this is actually a sample package, and I'm thinking this would be great to use on the road. I'm sure you can get a couple of days use out of this. You just fold it over the in between uses and put a clip on it or something. A paper clip would seal that up. And this is a sample of some kind of eye cream, or it says Trilane brand Dramatic Rescue Anti-Aging Wrinkle Serum. Ooh, you think this is going to take however many years off of me? You believe any of this bullshit? Like what is one tiny little sample going to tell you about a product? You're never going to see results after one night. You have to use something for months and months, sometimes years, to see any real results. So what does a sample tell you? Only if you like the smell and if you like how it feels. But still, it's a sample. It's great for not having jars of things to spill in your luggage. Use that for your skincare. Just slap anything on your face before you go to bed. Or in that case, I think you're supposed to put it on under your makeup just before your sunblock. So I'm going to put all this stuff back. This is a very, very sturdy Ziploc bag. I want to bring this to your attention. I don't know where exactly it came from. Oh, the reason why it's sturdy, this is real, genuine Ziploc brand. Usually the Ziploc type bags I'm using. I see I shouldn't be using their trademark when I'm not even using their product. That's wrong. I've been using the bags they sell at the 99-cent store, and they're nowhere near as sturdy. But these are very heavy duty. They're good. Their makeup pencils won't poke through them like the cheaper bags do. There are at least 2 different zips, so when you seal them, they're so much easier to seal. I want to show you one more thing. I'm not going to open this up because this is sealed. This is a bag that has a miniature emery board, a little Q-tip, and some cotton balls. So that's great to have, and it's pre-packaged. I'm going to put everything back in here, and this isn't going to be complicated. I'm just going to shove it in. Well, you know what? I'm not going to shove it in. I'm going to do that, put that back off camera so that I don't do it fucked up. You know what I mean? I am bringing this empty bag on the road. I have a blue one too, but this is what I could grab a hold of. You invariably come out with souvenirs when you're on the road, and it's nice to have a bag to bring things home in. And that's this bag. I'm just going to shove this in with the food bag. Now, two more little bags to show you. Or actually, no, just one. This is a makeup bag. This is where I'm definitely doing things a little bit differently than I did the last couple of times that I went here. Partly because I might be staying a little longer, partly because I don't know, I like to try different techniques because so a lot of times I don't like doing the same thing, especially when it comes to makeup. For instance, I find it really hard to find one palette that gave me everything I needed and was still small enough to be manageable. You don't want a big makeup palette when you're going to Washington, D.C. The bigger they are, the more likely they're going to be problematic for going through security. The bigger they are, the more likely they have lots of magnets and lots of metal. You really don't want that. You don't want that when you're going through security. You don't want big magnets that are going to be near your electronics. You don't want that. Let me say that again because you need to really listen. Just keep big magnetic makeup palettes and things like that away from your electronics. You can erase what you have that's special in your phone, in your computer, in your tablet. Just don't do it. So smaller palettes are better. Palettes that you think don't have magnets in, even though that's almost impossible. Better yet, some singles. Rediscover singles for travel. This is a soft black matte single eyeshadow. I am bringing that. Blue. I don't love blue, but if I do like blue, it has to be bright enough and dark enough, and it has to really rock my socks. I got this. This was actually a solid compact, and I got it at a flea market called the Columbus Flea Market in central New Jersey. I don't remember what year. The compact got dropped, and some of it spilled. And the compact, okay, no. The problem was the compact was really big and heavy, and it didn't need to be that big and bulky for the eyeshadow that it contained. It was literally like this. It's ridiculous. You want something that if you had a whole bunch of them, you wouldn't have to carry it out in the bushel. So I just crushed it up, and I put it in a fold-over plastic sandwich bag. That's all I did. This color, let me show you this color. Is this not the most amazing shade of blue? As much as I'm not really a blue person, this blue is so bitchin'. So this is going to be my signature or my official blue. This is actually the only blue eyeshadow that I'm bringing with me. I can always mute it out by having that black. That's not the only eyeshadow that I'm bringing with me. First of all, I don't want to have an incident of dropping things. I will be very upset. So I'm going to put these things that I've just shown you in here. So to avoid problems. Oh, one of my eyebrow colors, and I'm starting to really run low on this. This color is called Vamp It Up, and it is from Wet n Wild, and it's number 919B. And these are one of the limited edition colors that they only seem to sell around Halloween. And you know what? It's getting to be around that time of year. So if you like unusual colors in your makeup, now's the time to buy. This also in it is Age Rewind, Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circle Treatment by Maybelline. The reason why I put it in a bag is because the cap is starting to come off of it. But this feels soft, it feels really cool, and you can coat your whole eyelid makes your shadows stick on better. And you can go put it underneath your eyes, and it definitely opaques out underneath your eyes so that if you have any bluing or discoloration, it gets rid of that. Let me show you my mascara. I just opened this. The company is called Hing Fang, and it's got the skull. How many people you know have skull mascara? And let me show you the brush. Look at that nice big brush. Isn't that awesome? It doesn't generously apply the color on. I'm assuming that maybe the thing that scrapes this mascara off, it scrapes a little bit too much off, that if it was maybe a little bit bigger opening, it would get a little bit more on, but at least it doesn't clump. And the last thing you want to worry about on the road is clumpy mascara. Okay, one of my lipsticks is going to be this bright pink here. And this is by B&H Cosmetics. This is their, what's their line? Pop Art. Pop Art lipstick. And the color is called Bang. And I paid like $1.99 for it. This is one of my favorite lipsticks. This is by Milani, and it's called Magenta Madness. One thing I love about their lipsticks, this smells like a cross between grape and orchid. A little bit perfumey, but not so much that it's obnoxious. And this has got to be at least 3 years old, and it hasn't gone rancid on me yet. And the thing is, I have so many other lipsticks to wear, so I don't wear it all the time. And it's important to use things up, because all of a sudden you'll find that they turn on you, and that's so disappointing. I hate having to throw out lipsticks that I really, really love because they turn bad. This is my pencil sharpener. I like it that it keeps provided you don't wiggle the thing, it keeps the shavings inside so you don't make a mess, and it holds two sizes of eyeshadow pencil, eyebrow pencils, or whatever, any kind of pencil. These are the brushes I'm taking with me. I'm actually taking kind of a lot of brushes this time, but without taking them out of the brush, out of the container. You can see, and these are the other ones. These are the pencils I'm taking with me. Set these here. Okay, like an aquamarine blue. This is actually a purple pencil. This is a combination lip and eyeliner pencil. I don't know if you could see that, but that's truly purple. So I love it. And it looks really great under the eyes. It's a little too pink to use on my eyebrows, though. This is one of the different shades of purple eyeliners. I don't know if it's going to be good as a brow color or if it might be a little bit too blue. This is another one of the purple pencils that I think I have used as an eyebrow color. And this is my new, well, you haven't seen this yet. This is navy blue automatic eye pencil. And I've already tried the black version of this formula. And this is by, LA Colors. This seems to be a comparable quality to the, what's this other one? I don't remember the name of the other company, but anyway, it's good, and I got it at Dollar Tree. So I'm taking this hot pink automatic pencil, and I'm taking this white one that I may or may not use, but it's good to have. And this is I use as an applicator for my eyebrow color. This was a Revlon Color Stay Liquid Lip. This is going to be my main blush. I think I could get away with probably wearing this all the time. It's a real dark burgundy plum cream. Hasn't gone bad. Gorgeous color. And if you open it up carefully, look, see? And you could store earplugs or something in here, or a bud. It's legal where I'm going. Red lipstick, and this is B&H Cosmetics. Cream Lux by the Cream Lux lipstick by B&H Cosmetics. This is a foundation I'm bringing. I usually like to use a solid compact, but I didn't want to use the brand new solid that I just got, and this is half used. So I'm going to try bringing the L'Oreal True Match Liquid with me this time. I love the match. I love how it's not greasy. That's the thing, is those solid makeups, they really are oily and makes you feel like you're smothering your face in mineral oil. And even though they're very security friendly because they're not liquid, I'm going to bring this and hopefully it won't open up and spill. I can always line it with an extra plastic bag. I probably end up doing that, by the way. This is the other eyeshadow I'm bringing. It's a single eyeshadow, and it is a almost matte, or it is a matte white. White eyeshadow is so important, especially if you're a pale skin person, because that way you will always have something that will be like a flesh color for your brow bone area. It is so important, and by being matte, it won't accentuate any heavy or sagging eyelids, and it won't rub off on your eyelids and clash with a matte shadow the way a frost will. This eyeliner I'm also bringing. This is the Wet n Wild H2O waterproof. And I had gotten two of them, and the first one was not very waterproof at all. This one is a bit more waterproof. And don't have too much on the applicator though when you start using it, because it can actually feather a little bit until it dries. So try to wipe the excess off on your brush before applying it. I really recommend that. And that will last all day once it dries. This is a shade of purple that's kind of more like plum, but I'm bringing it anyway. I have used this as an eyebrow pencil, even though it's not as bright as my hair. This is a real nice purple automatic eye pencil, and this is from ColourPop. But I got this when I got that purple palette, that purple eyeshadow palette. This is a tiny little whatever's left of a purple eye pencil that I got at Hot Topic, and color, I absolutely love this color. This is actually my perfect eyebrow color right here. And may even have a tiny little bit of glitter, and you can see what's left of it. Oh God, I love this pencil. I hate to see it go. This is a tiny little stub of an Avon black eyeliner pencil. This is just another applicator for my eyebrow color. And all this stuff fits in here. And this, incidentally, is also where I put my toothbrush. So, looks like those things I'm going to have to put in my bag. Now, I'm going to tie a purse around here so you don't see that this is the worst for wear. I'm also bringing my SPF 30. This is my main eyeshadow palette. This is a very big departure from how I usually carry makeup when I go to Washington, D.C. This is a primarily purple palette. This is the one that I've dropped and the eyeshadows have come out. That's why I have this rubber band that I'm going to put it on. And I'm going to try to keep this as flat as possible. This, if you can see these colors, this has gorgeous purple shades that, combined with that white and that black and that blue, I think that will go with all my outfits. It'll keep it kind of simple because I will have just a choice of blue or the purples, but that's okay. With the black and the white, That's perfectly good enough. That'll match everything I'm wearing. And it's got a nice big mirror. It's even got some absolutely neutral shades. Not that I would really have any use for them, but I'm going to keep this absolutely sealed with this broccoli rubber band. This is, by the way, the It's My Pleasure palette by ColourPop, minus those three shadows, of course. And this, hopefully, will keep it sealed and it won't open up. I'm going to move this back a little bit because I don't want this falling down. I will be very upset if that happens. What am I looking for? Oh, yeah. I'm putting this in my purse with my SPF 30. This pouch, and I am going to be going to a place where weed is legal, so probably not supposed to bring a bowl that's been smoked out of where I'm going. But where I'm going is going to be legal anyway. And because this was so cheap, if I'm scared for whatever reason and I want to throw it out a window, I can. But I hope I don't have to, because you want to have something to smoke weed out of when you're going where weed is legal. So that's going to get stashed. And I don't know if you've seen my new MAGA hat. Isn't this cool? See the back? So, but that definitely gets protected in plastic. And that's going to go back in my purse. And that's pretty much what I'm packing. But I'm sure you want to know how I'm going to pack the computer. Well, I can't very well film myself packing a computer, but I will show you this. I do have a carrying case for it. Unfortunately, the last time that I was in Washington, D.C., I broke the zipper on it, but I'm going to put that in here. This compartment here, I've got those reading glasses. They're coming in handy more and more. ID, no, you know what, I'm not, since I am going where I'm going, I'm not going to even carry this. I just had this so that I could have something to put the credit card in so that I could buy my bus ticket so I can go to Best Buy. I'm actually not bringing this wallet with me because this is too big and bulky. I prefer traveling with those, what do you call them, secret wallets that are like on a string, that are flat and they fit up against you. That's what I like to put my money in: cash, credit cards, gift cards, anything like that, as well as special business cards. I put them in something like that, and I put it around my neck and I wear it. That way, if I fall asleep, I can't be robbed. So the computer's going to go in here. My YouTube show notes notebook's going to go in here. My clapboard's going to go in here. Another pair of headphones is going to go in here. And another pair of earplugs is going to go in here. Oh, and my mouse. That's what this bag is. So that is how I'm going to pack. I am packing. I might bring this. The earplugs will fit this. I would like to get more acquainted with Washington, D.C. radio. And this is portable. I could carry this around. I could attach this to one of my belts if I want. It doesn't weigh much. Matter of fact, I'm going to attach this to my bag or my clothes or something so that it doesn't add to the weight of the backpack. So I don't know if I should bring this or not. What do you guys think? It's really big, and I don't have a flagpole for it. You think I should bring this? I think I should bring this. But, maybe I will acquire a flagpole when I'm there. I've been seeing these collapsible flagpoles that they're telescopic and they go down to like 6 inches. I heard you can get them on Amazon for like $10. If I can get one on the street for less than that, I think I'm going to invest in it. It would be worth it. I go to enough of these things. I'm going to roll this up. I don't want to crush this and get it too wrinkly. So I'm thinking this should probably go in the computer bag. I'll find places to display it. I'll find a way to make it work. Where I'm going, it will be most appreciated. And I've got this too, in case I need something smaller. Carry around. And that can go in the computer bag. So, yeah, that's what I'm packing for my trip. It can be a week, it can be a little bit longer, it doesn't matter. I got all the bases covered. I might want to bring one or two other personal gifts to some friends there. But that's what I'm bringing. Now, if you got some inspiration from this, that would be groovy. I definitely did things different than I did previous times. And before I forget, I might bring an extra pair of shoes. I have, in case something happens that I tear these, I think I'm going to bring a pair of these flats. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to bring. Now, if this was helpful to you and you like this video, maybe you might want to give it a thumbs up. If you like me and my content and you haven't already, why don't you subscribe? And when you do, hit that bell notification and you won't miss anything. Now that I got a computer again, I should be back to my 3-day-a-week posting schedule. Let's keep our fingers crossed that I don't drop this computer this time in Washington, D.C. Hopefully, the next videos, I'll be on my way to Washington and you can join me in my adventures. And we'll have a lot of fun together. Till then, talk to you soon. Bye.